Okay, we are on day 3 of sea animals. Let's look at our team cooperation goal. It's still complete tasks. Think about what that looks like and what that sounds like for a minute. We're still working on questioning. Our word power is irregular vowel patterns, and in writing, we're writing an informative paragraph. Okay, let's go over our words. Remember, you're going to fill in row 3. You're going to put a plus if you know it and a question mark if you're not sure. So your first word is mighty. Plus if you know it, question mark if you're not sure. Mighty means strong. The mighty fighter won many boxing matches. Then we have grasp. Grasp means hold. I tried to grasp my dog's collar as he ran for the door, but he was too quick for me. Then nab. Nab means catch. The police wanted to nab the thief in the act, so they set up a trap to lure him to the bank. Then we have feast. Feast means eat. I like to feast on sweet green grapes and cheese when it's snack time at home. Diet. Diet means food eaten. Carrots, lettuce, and other vegetables are the main diet of my pet rabbits. Drifting. Drifting means floating. My helium balloon was drifting away from me in the strong breeze. And there's a picture of some balloons drifting. Stringy. Stringy means rope-like. The lost dog's fur looks stringy and dirty before we gave him a bath and cut it. Escape. Escape means to get away from. The princess tried to escape the dragon's lair, but she couldn't without the help of a rescuer. All right, so let's look at our idea tree from yesterday after we were done reading. And we can always add more as we go because we're going to be rereading it again. So we had blue marlins, and we kind of talked about some different things. Speedy, they eat other fish. They're large, more than 10 feet long. They're blue, white, and have long pointed jaws. Then you read about the great white sharks, predators. They rarely attack humans. They have cartilage instead of bones. And jellyfish, they have stinging cells, and they sting fish to make them stop moving, to eat, or to defend. And emperor penguins, they're birds that swim underwater to grab fish in their beaks. Okay, so we are still, our topic is still ocean or sea animals, and the author's intent is to tell us all about sea animals. So we read about more important ideas yesterday. We read about all these different things in there, and then we added them to our idea trees. Okay, so today for listening comprehension, we're actually going to go back and we're going to reread, because sometimes when you reread, you can catch some of those details that you missed the first time when you read. So, introduction. In the ocean, you find many animals: sharks, whales, dolphins, and crabs. All sorts of creatures live there. Even some birds spend a lot of time in the water. Some sea creatures eat plants. Some sea creatures eat other animals. Some sea creatures breathe in the water. Others need air to breathe. Some make homes in the sand, others hide in reefs and plants. Some spend their whole lives swimming. Some live in warm waters near lush islands. Others swim in cold seas underneath icebergs. This book will help you learn about some of the creatures of the sea. So remember when I read this section before, I asked some right there questions and think questions. I was able to answer the right there questions completely. But now that I've reread this section, I think I found more details that can help me provide a more complete answer to the think questions. The question was, how do you know that not all animals live in the ocean? How do you know that not all animals that live in the ocean breathe underwater? And I answered that the text says some ocean animals breathe air. Some more details that I read can answer this more completely. When I reread, I realized or when I reread, I realized I read about whales and dolphins. I know these animals are mammals. They breathe air. They support the idea that not all animals that live in the ocean breathe underwater. I also read that some birds live in the ocean. I know birds are another kind of animal that needs to breathe air. I should change my answer to the text says that some animals breathe air. Whales, dolphins, and birds are all animals that live in the ocean that breathe air instead of breathing underwater. Rereading helps me find more details to answer my question. So let's look at our questions. Speaking of questions, the first one says, how does the ghost crab's color protect it? And then how are blue whales and green turtles similar? So do they lay eggs on the beaches? They feast on other creatures in the ocean. They eat mostly green plants. They need to come to the surface to breathe. And then what extra information does the text box on page 37 give you about brine shrimp? So we're talking about page 37. Let me find that one. So this little box down here, that blue box, whenever you're reading, that's what it's asking about. And then write a new question about today's reading. Then answer the question, tell whether it's a right there or a think question and why. So you're going to read page 34 to 37 again. So it's a rereading. So I read the introduction. You're going to read all the way from ghost crab to through the brine shrimp page. And then you're going to go ahead and answer your quiz questions. Let's go over our word power. The word treasure says irregular vowel patterns can be dangerous because the vowels don't make their normal sounds. If you're having trouble reading a word with an irregular vowel pattern, try reading the word with different vowel sounds. So let's look at some examples. So here in this word, IGH can make that long I sound without the T. So I could say tight. So the shark fin is going to go over the whole part because it doesn't follow the normal rules. I'm not going to say t. That doesn't sound right. So look at the word fight. Where does the where are the vowels that don't follow the normal rules? That's right, the IGHT in the word fight. How about in this word sigh? That's right, IGH. I don't say ig. That doesn't sound right. I'm going to say I because IGH makes that long I sound. How about in this word? That's right, over the IGHT because that doesn't follow the normal rules and it's going to make that long I sound. So we've been looking at questioning and we've been adding some details, and you're going to reread those pages and answer your quiz questions.